Sure, go ahead, Mataji. And
Thank you, thank you. This is interesting because so people who can also get some, the same answers, and maybe they're asking, they have the same questions in mind. So, Gita 220, if the soul never takes birth and never dies at any time, has no beginning nor end. So the question is, if this is the case, why do we take birth? There must have been a start somewhere if we are evolving as Atman and eventually attain moksha. Why did the soul choose a body to take birth through?
yeah, and
Yeah, tell
oh,
me.
sorry, Mataji. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm a bit confused on, Mataji. So if the soul never takes birth, it never dies. Like we've always been a part of God. Like if we're like, and correct me if I'm wrong. Like if we're eternal,
Yeah.
then that means we've been around forever and ever and ever. But then I think we also take millions of births. But how can millions of births, bring us to a point of moksha when we've always been around forever? I don't understand that, Mataji.
Okay, let's make an example about the material world. We sometimes say that the human form of life is like a microcosm.
Hmm.
So, the human form of life, the material world, are a reflection of the greater reality of Brahman. Okay? So, when Gita says that the Atman is eternal, always existing, it means that it's always existing in the body of God. It's just like the sperm cells.
Okay. Okay.
That's why it is called Anu Atma. It means infinitesimal Atman, very small, atom size.
So we've always been in God, and then now we've like awakened or something, Mataji,
Yeah,
or like.
yeah. When
Oh.
we take birth for the first time in the material world, we get the opportunity to develop.
Hmm.
So we have always existed in the sense that we are Brahman.
Okay.
We are part of Brahman. We are just tiny sparks of light in the Brahmajyoti. But we are, not developed.
Okay.
So our consciousness, our Satchitananda, is in a sense not manifested. It's like when you, for example, let's say I am non-manifested for you because you only know me through internet, phone, and like that. But, if in case, it's not going to happen, but in case I come to your place, your city, your house,
Yeah.
at the moment when I enter your house, I become manifested into your house.
I think.
So you can interact with me in a different way, in a more present, physical way, compared to what you can do on the virtual level. So
Okay.
that is called manifestation.
Got
Then,
it.
when I go away, I stay maybe 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, I don't know, 1 day. Then, when I go away, I become again non-manifested. But that doesn't mean I didn't exist before and I will not exist after that. This is what happens with the avatar. God always exists, but becomes manifested when it appears. Like, for example, we are celebrating Janmashtami.
Hmm.
Janmashtami is the birth of Krishna. But we know that Krishna always exists.
Yes.
But appears at some time and disappears at some time. So that the appearance of Krishna is on Janmashtami, like that. So our appearance in the material world is different from the appearance of the avatar because our consciousness is not developed. When God appears as avatar, the consciousness of the avatar is fully developed already. When we appear in the material world, our consciousness is not developed yet. It's there. Always been there. But it's not developed yet. So we develop our consciousness through the experience in the material world. Now, through a number of lifetimes, our consciousness, will become more manifested. Our consciousness becomes more manifested because we learn, we develop. It's just like children. When children are born, what they can do? Nothing, not much. Crying, poop.
Is it possible, Mataji, where, how, let's say we, at work, for example, like we have a project, and I'm able to keep track of my project, my progress, right? And if we die, how do we keep track of like how much further we need to go, Mataji? Like,
because when we die, only the physical body dies. The mind doesn't die.
is it not possible, Mataji, like for those who may end up taking another birth in, after this life, let's say, if I take another birth, where I can remember, like, okay, I remember in my previous life I came this close,
Yeah.
but I know that
Yeah.
I need to do a little bit more work.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
whatnot.
Yeah, it exactly happens like that. The point is that we remember things according to our identification. If we strongly identify with the present body, it's more difficult for us to remember things that we knew, we experienced in a previous body, in a different body. Just like in this very life, it's more difficult for us to remember things that we experienced when we were children and we had a very different body. So if we come to the level of overcoming the identification with the physical body, the gross body, the material, the body we can touch, the thing that goes bumping into the wall when you don't watch where you're going. At that point, if we overcome the identification, we can identify more with the mind than the body. We know we're not the body, but we still have the mind. And the mind has all the memories in the subconscious. Now, our mind has two different levels, the conscious and subconscious. Okay? Now, of course, there are more than two levels because the subconscious is also, active subconscious, passive subconscious, blah, 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 blah. But let's say conscious and subconscious. The conscious mind is like the tip of the iceberg. It's like the stuff that you have on your desktop screen at the computer. You're not keeping everything there. Your desktop doesn't have all the files. Doesn't show all the files.
It's limited.
It's limited.
Yeah.
But the
and
subconscious...
then we store stuff up in the cloud, like a cloud.
Exactly.
Storage.
Exactly. Subconscious is like a cloud. So we can access the subconscious. But there are ways to do that. Usually, the subconscious communicates with us through dreams, through intuitions. We need to develop a good relationship with our subconscious so that we can access it more. It's just like accessing the memory on the cloud, data cloud drive, the cloud drive. It's not automatic. You need to know how to do it. When you switch on your computer, you see a few things. You don't see everything.
Yeah.
How to access the files that you don't see on your screen? That's a system. So, this cloud drive memory continues lifetime after lifetime. It doesn't depend on your hardware. You can access it from this computer, from an iPhone or another one. It doesn't matter because it's independent from your physical hardware body. Okay, so that's how it works.
Got it.
We gradually, our memory, our files in the cloud drive become more and more complete, more and more useful. And if we can find a way to keep them connected all the time, they become like an external hard drive. You just have to plug it in.
Yeah.
Got
it. Thank you, Mataji, for
Is
that
that
one.
clear? Is that help? Does that help?
Yes, it does. And
Okay.
So then my next question then, Mataji, like if I think I saw on Quora you might have mentioned that Vaikuntha is a state of mind. Why can't it be a physical place, Mataji? Why can't, like, is it not possible to actually die and go to Vaikuntha as well, where you could actually be with the Lord? You see Lord
Yeah, of
Vishnu
course.
and
The problem
you
is
know.
that we have weird ideas about what is physical and what is not physical.
Mhm.
Because the consciousness, which is not limited by the physical body, can also be very tangible.
Yeah, that's what I guess am hoping for, that Vaikuntha would actually be a tangible place where I can
It is
actually
a
go.
tangible place.
You know.
It is, but it's not limited by matter. The point is that
Yeah.
matter has limitations of time, space, and individuality. If you are in a place, you cannot be in another place. But already, still on the material level, on the mental level, subtle level, you can be in different places in a fraction of a second.
Yeah, that's what my mind is not able to comprehend, Mataji.
That's
Where
because you
we're
don't
not
have the
limited by
experience.
time and
Yeah,
space
of
in
course.
this wherever Vaikuntha may be. What is it going to be like? Like, I have no idea how. I mean, it
I know,
seems
I know,
exciting
I
to be not
understand.
limited
Yeah,
by time and space.
I understand. I understand. Let's see if we can make some. But because you see, it's like explaining colors.
Yeah.
I can tell you what blue is,
Yeah.
but how are you going to actually realize the color blue, by just talking about it?
And speaking of colors, Mataji, is it
Okay.
possible that I mean, right now we're limited to whatever colors we see here on Earth, but in the
Yeah.
in the spiritual realm, are there colors out there that might be like that's not even known
Yeah,
to us?
possible. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, because
wow,
there is no limit.
yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I remember I had many years ago, I had an experience of black light.
I have no idea how that.
Exactly. It was an experience. Uh,
Black light to me is just darkness, I
exactly, it's
guess. Or something.
darkness.
Yeah.
But it's I experience black as light,
Oh,
radiant black,
wow.
which is difficult. I cannot explain because it's just words. You need to experience it.
Were you like meditating or something, Mataji, at
Yeah,
that time,
yeah,
or?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but that was like, whoa. There are things that we don't usually experience on the material, ordinary level. There are many things. Like, for example, the feeling of flying. Okay. In a human body, you cannot fly. You know,
Yeah.
you can fall from a height, but
Yeah.
that's not flying. But for example, in your dreams, you can fly.
Oh, Mataji, those are some of the best dreams I've had. Like where I
Exactly.
actually,
Yeah.
I mean, I am flying high in some of my dreams, Mataji,
Yeah.
and I feel the wind blowing against my face and everything.
That's
Yeah.
because you experience it. But if you try to explain to someone who
Yeah.
hasn't had this experience,
Yeah.
they cannot understand because their only idea of flying is if they jump from the roof with a parachute.
Is
You
it
know,
possible to like before I go to sleep, Mataji, or if someone goes to sleep, is it possible to kind of ask your consciousness to, hey, can you give me this dream again, or
yeah,
so
sure.
that you can experience
Your
it
subconscious,
and
yeah.
for a longer period
Yeah,
of
yeah.
time
If
too.
you have a relationship with your subconscious, you can program your subconscious. You have to convince your subconscious will help.
Okay.
It's like when, you have some problem to solve,
Yeah.
and you don't know and you're tired. So you go to sleep, and when you wake up, you have the solution.
Yeah. And what about this, Mataji? Like when some of us see God in our dreams, like I remember once I saw
Sure.
Mahadev in my dream, and once I saw a couple of times I've seen Krishna and Vishnu. Uh, do you think that's like just a figment of our imagination or something at that
It
point, Mataji? Or
depends. It depends.
yeah.
It's just like recognizing an actual memory from a fantasy.
Oh,
The difference is the emotion,
yeah.
energy. When you are thinking, let's say, for example, you remember what you had this morning for breakfast. Okay, so you have a clear memory and the feeling as well.
Yes.
Okay, so you feel the energy of your memory. But if you try to remember to project something that you never ate in your life,
Mm.
something that doesn't exist, that's not the same feeling.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy. If you try to remember that you went for lunch with Mickey Mouse,
Mm.
you will not have any feeling about it. If you remember you went for lunch with your parents, it will be a different feeling.
Yes.
That's the same thing when we dream God, we have this kind of vision, if we want, with God. it depends on the feeling. If we have no feeling, it's probably just a fantasy.
But if we have feelings like excitement and like you wake up feeling positive and things like that, is that
It's
could that
definitely
be
a
an
very good
indication? Like
sign that it might be an actual experience.
experience? Okay, okay. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Mataji.
Good.
And then my last question, Mataji.
Huh?
I don't know if you want to just read it or if you want me to read it.
No, just read it. It's easier.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So if it's through self-realization that we attain moksha, then what happens after we die, Mataji? Like what is the fun, right? Like I mean, I don't know if fun is even the right term, but like after we die, my mind is still thinking that we're like some little ball of light floating somewhere in space, waiting for
Too many
the
movies.
instructions for our next life, or
Uh-huh.
even if we've attained moksha. I'm just thinking, okay, we're just floating in some place, and we're just free. But other than that, like I just wonder
But we are
what else
free
is there.
from what? That's the point.
Free from the cycle of birth
Yeah, but
and death, right?
what is keeping us in the cycle of birth and death?
Our karma or something.
Our karma is based on our identification, our
Yeah.
desires, our fears. It's based on identification. So when we attain moksha, it's because we have become free from material identification. We don't need a body anymore.
But Mataji, if we've like when you mentioned in the beginning of our conversation about us being like a microorganism at first, right?
Yeah.
What karma did we commit to to be a microorganism at
No,
first? Then
nothing. Microorganism doesn't suffer, doesn't
uh-huh.
have any. But it's just beginning the first day at school.
Okay,
It's not that the first day at school the teacher says, "Okay, let me see how you did your homework."
yeah, yeah,
Homework. It's the first
yeah,
day.
yeah.
It's not the teacher said, "Okay, come here and question you and see what you learned." It's the first day. That is starting to happen only when we attain the human form of life.
So is the human form of life, Mataji, like are we coming more near to graduation?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. The human form of life gives us the opportunity to pass the final exam of moksha.
Yeah.
If we're not ready,
Yeah.
okay, we'll do another year,
Yeah.
another lifetime. It depends on us. But during our previous development, in the development from the microorganism to the human form of life, we learn a lot of things. But we are not tested. Oops, okay. Connection went and trying to come back. Can you hear me?
Yeah. No
Perfect.
interruptions from my side, Mataji.
Possible. Anyway, so, so we automatically learn. The real test comes with the human form of life. So if
So
we
this
are
is why.
ready for
Oh, I'm sorry.
moksha,
Go ahead.
we pass
Yeah.
the exam.
So is moksha is just is it learning how to completely detach from materialism, Mataji, and
Yeah, to
identification with
completely
the body?
detach from material identification. That means that we realize that we are Atman Brahman. When we realize that we are Atman Brahman, we can take another body, it's not a problem. We can still live in this body, it's not a problem. But we are free. It means after you graduate, you pass your exam, you can still hang around in the school, it's not a problem. But you
But
don't
we'll still
have.
experience the problems of that school
Yeah.
too, though, right, Mataji?
Huh?
But we will still like if we decide to come back to school, which is here on Earth, then
Oh,
we also will have to deal with the problems that
well,
it
if
comes
we
with
take
too,
a
right?
material body, but because we are not identified with a material body, it's not a big deal. We decide to return to do something intelligent, not just to
Does
hang around.
moksha allow you, Mataji, to go visit other planets and other types
Sure,
of beings and things like that?
of course. Yeah. Narada Muni is the famous example.
Yeah, yeah, like him, like where he
Yeah.
can go visit any
In
planet, any
wherever we,
world,
yeah, no
whatever. Like,
problem. Narada Muni is already on the level of liberated soul. Is
yeah, that's
already
how
on the level.
I want to be like that too, Mataji, where I
Okay,
can go and
good.
do
You
whatever.
can. Why not?
You know. Is it like speaking of Narad Muni, Mataji? Like, do people ever pray to him to guide?
Yeah,
For
as a
guidance
guru.
and
Yeah,
things.
sure.
Okay, I was wondering, yeah, because
That's why the Jiva Mukta, the liberated soul, comes back to do what? Do something intelligent to help others. To be a guru.
Right,
You
right,
know,
okay.
to help others, encourage others, guide others, teach. Otherwise, why you come back? You can get much better happiness without
Yeah.
having to take a material body, a physical body. But okay,
Uh-huh.
because you don't know, so you can stick to this world. It's okay. You can be Narada Muni, go around, travel everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, thank you, Mataji. This really helps.
Thanks to you.
I'm really happy that you were able to answer my questions, and thank you so much, Mataji. And
Jai,
I have
Jai
to.
Jagannath.
What is that?
Jai Jagannath.
Oh, Jai Jagannath, Mataji. Yeah. Yeah, I have to go back to work, but no,
Sure.
thank you so much,
Yeah,
Mataji.
we
I
can do
really
it
appreciate
again.
it. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Jagannath, Mataji.
Jai Jagannath.